guys, welcome to another episode of News from the Noose. Putting this out on a Friday because last time I put it out on the weekend, we got a lot of views right away, so seeing if putting it out on the weekend helps. Other than that, let's jump right into it. So, the biggest news we have, or that I have this week anyway, is that Jamie Foxx has been cast as Al Simmons / Spawn in the live-action Spawn movie. I'm pretty excited. I love Spawn, the character. This movie is being written by Todd McFarlane, the guy who created the comic book and who has written the comic book and drawn the comic book for quite some time. So I'm really excited about that. The last time we got a live-action Spawn movie, it was a little cheesy with some really dated CGI and a couple different versions because the studio neutered it to make it more widespread to the theater. And so there's just all kinds of stuff that went wrong with the original. So I'm kind of excited to see this one helmed by McFarlane himself. A lot of people are on the fence about Jamie. They're like, I don't know if he's gonna do good, but I have faith in him. I've seen him do some, I've seen his movies like Ray and his serious stuff. I think he's gonna do fine, and I think he's got the ability to do action. McFarlane's given a little bit of plot details. He says that the movie is actually going to focus more on the Twitch, which is one of the detectives from the comic character, and Spawn's going to take more of a background role. So he'll kind of be like the shark in Jaws, and Twitch will kind of be like the guy trying to figure out what's killing all the people. So like a criminal will get killed. We'll see Spawn kill the guy, but then it'll be more about Twitch figuring out who killed this guy and how, and that's what we'll see. So who knows? We'll wait for a trailer to know for sure, but that's the news that we got. That's what McFarlane has said. So I'm kind of excited about that. He also promised that it's going to be R-rated and definitely horror, so I'm really pumped to see a nice horror comic book get a really good run and a really good movie adaptation. So that's pretty cool. Let me know what you think. What do you think about Jamie being cast as Al Simmons / Spawn? What do you think about Spawn possibly being in the background more than the foreground and him being like a mystery and in the shadows? I think that's actually kind of a cool way to do it. We'll see. But yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to have a conversation about it. The next piece of news is also comic book related. Some of the details surrounding the Swamp Thing TV show have come out. It's going to be on DC's streaming service. Apparently they have enough properties to make their own streaming service. Not too sure how that's going to go. That's more superhero related, but Swamp Thing itself, the comic book, has been written as a horror comic book before. Wes Craven directed the original live action movie, and we did have an original live action series. I think I've got the DVDs down there, actually. So it can definitely be a horror themed thing. We have James Wan, who's producing it. He's the director of Insidious, the first Saw, Conjuring 1 and 2. He's just been really making a big name for himself in the horror world. So having him as a producer, I think that's really good. It's being written by one of the Ash vs. Evil Dead writers. Excuse me, I gotta get closer. I can't read it from here. Mark Verheiden, and the co-writer of it, Gary Duberman. So it's got a really solid production team behind it. Hopefully the actors chosen to play the roles will be good. The special effects will be good. I have no idea. It's slated to come out 2019. But it has the potential to be an awesome superhero horror TV show that we get our hands on. So, again, let me know what you think of the comics. Are you a big fan of Swamp Thing? Did you like the original live action? Are you excited for this new show coming out? Are you looking forward to DC streaming service? Because they've got a lot of, like the Justice League Dark, like Constantine, stuff like that. That could be really cool to get our hands on some more of DC's darker comics and darker heroes in TV form or movie form if they're going to make their own original movies. Who knows? So yeah, that's what we got there. For you toy collectors out there, NECA, who is a collectible action figure line, they've put out the Gremlin figure. I'll have a picture of that right here for you. So that's what that looks like. I don't really collect toys, but I wanted to put that out there in case any of you are looking forward to it. I'm sure you can find places to pre-order it. I'll try and throw a link in the description for you if I can find that. I just saw the news that they were releasing it, and this is what it looks like. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to pass it over to Jerry. He's only got one segment this week, so he's going to talk about some stuff that's coming out, and then we will be back.
Hey guys, it's Jerry. Really quick one this week. Been under the weather, so I'm just gonna quickly go over some new announcements and then some new releases for this coming week. We got four movies that got announced this week that I saw. One being Death Ship by Ronan Flicks. This one I think actually got announced a little bit ago, but we got more information, including commentary, what the slipcover looks like, all of that. We got two from Scream Factory, The Seventh Sign from 1988, I know nothing about, and The Bride from 1985, which apparently is a remake of The Bride of Frankenstein. I've never seen that, but that sparks my interest, so it's on my list. And then the one I'm really excited about because I have not seen it, but I was told that it's excellent, is Deep Rising from 1998 is getting released by Kino Lorber. So I'm pretty excited to check that one out as Andrew in the Kill the Cast group told us that it is definitely a good one. So that's one I'm looking forward to. Now, as for June 5th releases, we have Night of the Lepus from Scream Factory. If you're into giant killer bunny movies, it's the one to check out. Devil's Gate from 2017. I have not heard of this movie, but Sean Ashmore is in it, and I do like him. We've got The Midnight Man from IFC, which you can actually watch if you have Amazon Prime streaming. And then As the Gods Will, which is a film by Takashi Miike, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I'm not feeling it, so I'm doing it short. So that's it. Back to Jay.
All right, thanks, Jerry. Hopefully you feel better and we can get some more stuff out of you next week. All right, upcoming theater release, we have Hereditary. I'm super pumped for this movie. I'm going to show you the trailer in a minute. Actually, let's just watch the trailer now so I can talk about it right afterwards.
Come on, Peter. Let's just do it.
It's heartening to see so many strange new faces here today. I know my mom would be very touched and probably a little suspicious. My mother was a very secretive and private woman. It's Grandma. You know you were her favorite, right? Even when you were a little baby, she wouldn't let me feed you because she needed to feed you. She was a very difficult woman, which maybe explains me.
I recognize you from your mother.
What? Sometimes I swear I can feel them in the room.
Oh my God, what's that?
She isn't gone.
She had private rituals, private friends.
Who's gonna take care of me?
You don't think I'm gonna take care of you?
But when you die,
And she wasn't altogether there. At the end.
I don't like this. Dad, I don't like this.
What's happening? Peter! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Please stop! Mom, what's happening? Make it stop! Make it stop!
I just don't want to put any more stress on my family.
All right, so that's the trailer for Hereditary. I'm really interested. I've been trying not to do too much research because I don't want to spoil the movie for myself, but it looks crazy, and it looks like it could be actually terrifying in the way that the original Exorcist was when that first came out. I do feel, however, this is going to be one of those movies that it's going to be kind of divisive amongst horror fans. I feel like the trailer could end up being misleading if that's the only, or some of the only scary stuff that happens is what we saw in the trailer. If it's more cerebral, I see that I realize that a lot of cerebral movies tend to be very divisive amongst horror fans. Things like It Follows and The Babadook, those seem to split people right down the middle. They either love them or they hate them. I feel like this is going to be another one of those movies, but the premise and the imagery looks like it's crafted really well. I'm really excited for this movie. Let me know if you're excited for it. I know I am. I'm going to go see Upgrade, which I mentioned last week, tomorrow. So I will try and get a review up for that maybe and let you know what I thought. Otherwise, join the Facebook group and I'll post about it in there. Other movie news. We have the Shining sequel, Dr. Sleep, I believe it's called. So yeah, we have the Shining sequel, Dr. Sleep. That's coming out, or it's being made. It's in production. Now, I need to give out some information because there's a lot of these infotainment videos going around about the Shining sequel, and they keep showing Stanley Kubrick's Shining and talking about, oh, Shining sequel. This is a actual sequel that Stephen King wrote to his original book. So while a movie based on the book sequel to The Shining is coming out called Dr. Sleep, it's not, as far as I know from everything I've seen, it is not a sequel to The Shining movie. So it'll have nothing to do with the Jack Nicholson movie and the one that Stanley Kubrick made. I don't even know if it'll be a sequel to the TV movie that Stephen King looked over because he didn't like Stanley Kubrick's movie. It's just going to be a Dr. Sleep book. It's the way they're advertising it is, I think, really irresponsible. It's pissing off a lot of people. They're like, oh, we don't need a sequel. Oh, nobody's going to be able to do Jack Nicholson's character so good. So I just think you need to calm down. Wait to see more details, because right now, as far as I know, it is not a sequel to the Stanley Kubrick movie. It is just a movie adaptation of the Dr. Sleep novel, which happens to be a sequel to The Shining. So just calm down, and let's wait for a trailer, some more plot details to come out like that. But yeah, that's it for movie news. And that's it for our show this week. I don't have any streaming recommendations. I haven't really had the time to look on Netflix. I'm in the middle of changing jobs, so I'm pretty excited about that. But as always, we're going to end with our little horror fact. And this one I decided to make about Swamp Thing, since I talked about Swamp Thing earlier. The stuntman, I shouldn't say stuntman. Well, he is a stuntman. The actor who played Swamp Thing, what's his name? Sorry, excuse me. Dick Durock. My notes are right there, and they're a little far away for me to read, was kind of forced to take the actual role of Swamp Thing. Originally, he was just going to do the stunts that the Swamp Thing character needed to do, but the main actor who played Alec, Ray Weiss, I believe his name is, him and Dick look completely different in the Swamp Thing makeup, and so switching back and forth would just be too what's the word I'm looking for? It would ruin the continuity of the shots. You would have a small Swamp Thing versus a big Swamp Thing. So the guy who was going to do the stunts was kind of forced to play Swamp Thing the whole time. And then the actor who played Alec, the Doctor in human form, was the Doctor in human form. So yeah, that's that little piece of information. Hope you enjoyed this week's show. We'll be back next week with No Show. Let me know in the comments what you thought about any of these topics. Let me know what you thought, or what you think about the show coming out on a weekend. Would you prefer it come out on the week? Talk to me. Let me know. Help me shape this show, because only you guys can do that. I can't make up my own feedback. I need feedback. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, share it in the groups you're in. Come join our group. We ask you to do the same stuff every week. You know it is. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon.